When did I say it? It's like a couple weeks ago or something, right? Like I said it plain as day. We do not support bestiality on this podcast. What is it with these movies that keep trying to sneak it in? I guess sit back and relax and listen to us pretend this isn't weird. And welcome to You've Got Mails.
Hey, CJ, come in here.
Hey, what are you doing in my bathroom?
I hope you don't mind. I showed up a little early. I decided to fill the bath, we'll Epsom salts. I was going to do the pod from in here, if that's okay.
As long as we can cuddle.
Hop on in, buddy. Welcome to You Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with my tub mate, CJ.
Jeez.
And on today's episode, we'll be discussing Best Picture Oscar winner, 2017's The Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro. And that's the only time I'll be saying that.
I'll tell you what record this holds. This is the You've Got Mail Stretching the Premise Award. For
No! But when you Google this movie, Google says romance fantasy. And we're all about romance here on You've Got Mail, so I don't see a problem with it.
I like the fantasy as well.
Remember like back in the 90s, Free Willy? The movie Free Willy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you ever watch that movie and at the end of it, you're like, I wish somebody would have fucked that whale? Because that's what this movie is.
You broke me. I know, man. This is bestiality, right? Is it what we're...
It's 100... I mean, we took a hard stance a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's part man. He's merman.
That's true. And I mean, as we find out, he has the man parts.
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's talk fish fucking. Well, actually, I want to ask you first. Like, had you seen this before, or was this your first time?
This is my first time, which is weird because I'm a big Guillermo del Toro fan.
Yeah, I am too.
Coming from the whole theater life thing, everybody in theater loves this guy. His scenery, his sets, his ability to build like a world is better than anything.
He does some amazing things with the camera.
Yes.
But like, I'll talk about a couple scenes at some point, but like, he just can set up a scene and like, you know exactly what's going on. Like before, like they tell you what's going on. Like he does a really good job as far as like putting the story on screen. I think there might be some problems as far as like what he actually puts on the page. Like he only seems to like direct his own movies, like his own stuff.
Oh, totally.
I think I'd love to see him direct somebody else's screenplay and see how it turns out.
He has a pretty large part in a video game.
The Death Stranding?
Death Stranding. Yeah, and you can see why he only directs and does his own things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So, I had seen this before. I think right around time it came out, because it was getting so much hype, and I also love Del Toro.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to check it out, and I mean, yeah, I still feel about the same about it. We'll talk about it. But this movie starts out, we get a little bit of an opening monologue by Richard Jenkins.
The man,
making his second appearance on the pod, because he's in Witches of Eastwick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's excellent. He's always awesome.
He really is. He's good in everything. Even if it's not like a good movie, he always kind of brings the A game. But he's doing this little monologue, kind of telling us a story, and they set this thing up in a fantastical way, because he's talking about a princess and the story about what happened to her and how the monster that almost tore it apart.
I could have seen this being a Disney movie. You know, they're kind of doing the thing now where they're stretching the premise of princess.
Yeah.
And they're being like, well, this is a Disney movie, so she's a princess. Yeah. She also, jills off twice a morning.
She's got a routine.
She does, man. Down pat.
But, and all over this monologue where he's kind of setting up the story that we're about to see, we're going through this apartment that's just completely filled with water. And we finally come to settle on a scene of our lead actress, the character's name, Eliza. And she is just laying on a bed, floating in this room. Alarm goes off. She snaps out of it. This was all just a dream. And I'm assuming if she's anything like me, she had to take a wicked pee when she woke up.
That's the kind of dream. Yeah, man.
That's the kind of dream you have.
I took 2 pees during the intro.
So she gets up, and we see her go about her day. A lot of nudity in this, too.
Yeah.
Like, I think this might be, like, if we had a movie with this much nudity... Because I feel like we said there was a movie once before, and we're like, this is going to be the most nudity we've had in a movie, and I think this one probably topped whatever we've done so far.
Yeah, a little graphic nudity,
I think Bridges of Madison County, maybe we talked about.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one takes the cake.
Absolutely.
Puts it in a bathtub.
It does. And but she gets up, we get our first nude scene, which will happen a lot in this movie. But Eliza takes off her robe, gets in the tub. We also see that she has some like pretty serious scratches or scars on her neck.
In the shapes of gills.
Oh, you're burying you're spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's got these scars on her neck on either side. And she gets in the tub and she pulls a little DJ Diddles. Like she's got a routine in the morning. She gets up and she starts the day, as CJ said, with a little bit of a JO.
Yeah, because they show this same routine 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah.
Like her just doing her thing.
She also sets like an egg timer on the bathroom sink.
Which seems weird. Almost like
She's trying to beat a record.
like she's either trying to beat a record or she's been late to work and she's like, I need to make sure I know when to stop.
Yeah, right? Like she gets carried away. But we also see in her morning routine, she hard boils a bunch of eggs. This lady has to be farting nonstop. Like all she eats is hard boiled eggs.
Pure protein.
Yeah, and
surprised that routine doesn't have a CrossFit exercise in the middle.
And she makes a few sandwiches and takes them over across the hall to her neighbor, who ends up being Richard Jenkins. He plays Giles. We'll say Giles. He plays Giles, and he is a artist. He paints. He also does like ad work.
And after last week's mermaid movie, he's a narrator that really knows how to stick in his lane.
And limit his time fucking narrating. And what are the odds of that? We go from mermaids to mermen.
For real, in Baltimore? But no,
that was in
Boston.
the 60s. Well, yeah, in the 60s, yes. Yeah. And this does take place in Baltimore. This is our third Baltimore movie.
Baltimore, a notorious city of love and shitty football teams.
Shots fired. So we find out that Giles is her neighbor. She takes care of him a little bit. They're like best friends. And he is a closeted gay man in the 60s. So this movie has a lot of, what's the word I want to use? Marginalized people.
For sure.
Eliza is a mute Hispanic woman. Giles is a closeted gay man. And then her friend, played by Octavia Spencer, who's another big part of this movie, an African-American woman in the 60s. I mean, there's a lot of just tension for all these people.
And all the people in power.
White men. Angry, evil white men.
Which, honestly, that was the 60s, right? I'm no historiologist or anything.
And not a whole lot's changed. I mean, things are definitely better. But and then Giles lets her know that there was like a big fire right down the street, which I thought this was going to actually play a part in the movie because they made such a big deal out of it. And really had to have just blown a lot of budget on this, because he tells her there was a fire at the chocolate factory right down the block. And when she leaves her apartment building, there is just a fucking towering inferno at the end of the street. And I'm like, why was this even in the movie? Like, you could have saved a couple bucks and not did the CGI or whatever you did for this giant fire that was happening. It's never mentioned again.
I didn't even catch that. You're totally right. Completely forgot about the chocolate fire.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We also find out, like, in their little interaction that old musicals and like dance movies, like Fred Astaire type stuff of that era, play a big part in their relationship, and kind of like in her mind, like they're very musically driven, dance driven in a way. Like they have little like tap dance routines they do with each other on the couch. It's cute. And he's always watching some kind of movie like this.
It's not overdone, just enough.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Yeah. But she leaves the apartment. We find out that she lives above a movie theater. And she's on her way to work. So she hops on the bus and she's heading to work.
Overnight shift,
yes. She works at I guess a government research facility.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And she's at one of the maids there, janitorial,
overnight cleaning.
Yeah. And her like best friend at work is Octavia Spencer, who plays Zelda.
Yes.
Zelda's great. Zelda's just fucking sassy. Never stops talking, which is fun. Like, because their relationship, like I said, Eliza's a mute, so all of her dialogue is either spoken through Zelda or Giles. Like, she doesn't ever speak, but she signs everything, and they'll usually speak for her. So they get a lot of dialogue, plus their own dialogue. So Zelda is, like, talking nonstop, but she's got, like, some great one-liners. Bitches about her husband constantly. At one point, I think it's my favorite line from the movie, she says, if farts were flattery, the man would be Shakespeare. Because they don't really have a great relationship. But she talks about him a lot, and kind of just how he doesn't do anything. There's no romance in their relationship. They are going in to clean one of the research labs. And
they are going in to clean everything. At one point, they are dusting a jet engine. This is a high-security facility.
They are. I forgot about there's like a hangar. And why does that thing even need dusted?
Yeah, when I did the road technician work, I went to a few high-security places.
Yeah.
you go to where you go and that's it. Like, they don't just have, like, these maids have free roam of the entire building.
Yeah.
And they're eating lunch next to, like, high security beings.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, I've been in places where they watch you pee.
And it comes into play.
This is not like that.
And I realized it was the 60s, so technology was, like, not like it is now.
Yeah.
But, like, literally the only really way they have of tracking them at work, because this comes into play later, is they punch in with a punch time, like a time clock, beginning into their shift. Where they go in that 8 hours from the time they punch in and punch out is not tracked at all.
And it goes to show, because, I mean, I know we're jumping ahead a little bit. This place is rife with Russians.
It really is.
Like, they really need to tighten the security up a little bit.
And they weren't doing a great job.
No.
But they're in one of the rooms about to clean, and there's a big kerfluffle, essentially, because they're bringing in a new asset into the building, and it's a pretty big deal. High security, like, this thing is something. They bring in this big tank of water, and along with this new asset comes the evilest Michael Shannon you've ever seen.
Dude, he plays evil so well.
He does. They really beat you over the fucking head with the fact that this guy is evil in this movie.
Dude.
And like, scene after scene, to the point where I was like, I know I don't like this guy. We don't have to do this anymore. Like, everything he does.
He makes it an art, man.
I would have liked...
He peed evil in this movie.
He does. With his
like,
hands
there's
on
a
his
point,
hips.
like, he's Superman pees.
Yeah.
And it's evil. Like, you're watching, you're like, that's how an evil person... That's a guy that is just rotten to the core.
I guess what I would have liked more is that this guy is just evil for the sake of being evil, and they really didn't give him any motivation to be evil. Like, I would have liked... Maybe take away a few of the scenes where he's just doing the most awful stuff you've ever seen for like no real reason, and be like, what's the guy's motivation? Like, why does he think that he should be doing this? Why does he think he's right? It's because it's almost like he's just fucking... He really is just evil. Like, there's no... Yeah. So but
great.
And this is one of those things I was talking about with Del Toro. It reminded me a lot of, like, Raiders of the Lost Ark, when, like, the Nazi guy with the glasses and the black trench coat shows up at the bar for the first time.
Yes.
And, like, the camera angles and the music, and, like, just as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, this guy's bad news.
Yes.
This is what Del Toro does. Like, they do a thing with the camera where it, like, sweeps up to him, the music plays, it's ominous, and he just walks in, and you just know.
It's shot like the rest of the movie, just 5% off.
Yeah.
Enough to make you feel like, oh, this is different.
Like, you just know this guy is a bad guy.
Actually, you know what this reminded me of? Was To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Wow, because of some of the anxiety-inducing, like, scenes that they did, because the guy was a horror director.
Yeah.
Or a cinematographer, yeah. Who would have thought we'd be saying that about To All the Boys I've Loved Before?
Dude.
that movie.
I still think about that movie probably once a month.
Wow.
Can't wait to see the sequel.
Yeah, it's coming eventually. But, you know, we find out Michael Shannon's character's name is Strickland. He is basically overseeing this whole operation. We don't know what the asset is yet, but we know that he is kind of in charge of it. And he's taking over as, like, basically head of security. There's already a guy there that's security. Strickland, way above this guy. Like, comes in as just like, I'm taking things over. Like, you're just kind of like my lackey at this point.
Yeah, he's like the Man in Black sort of thing.
Yeah, and we get a scene, you know, Eliza's over by the tank and kind of just like investigating it. And there's like little portholes in the top of it, and it's filled with water. And she puts her hand on top of it, and like a hand hits the glass. It kind of startles her. That's all we really see at first of what is actually in this tank.
And this kind of happens fast. I think we've been talking about this movie longer than it takes to get to this point in the movie.
Yeah, this movie does.
Its pace is hard.
It's a 2-hour movie, but it goes quickly. Like, honestly, we'll get to it, but like the part of this movie that I thought would essentially be the third act and how it ended happens like about halfway through. And I wasn't ready for that. Even though I'd seen it, I forgot about half of this movie because I thought it ended with a certain heist, if you will. And it doesn't. Like, it goes on way beyond
fast.
that. Yeah. From there, we get to see more of Eliza and Giles, her neighbor. They're going out for pie. And Giles takes her to this pie restaurant because he's actually sweet on the fella that works behind the pie counter, the pie man.
Obviously flirts back with him pretty damn hard here.
It felt like it to me. But he comes in and the guy's like, oh, I remember you. You like this kind of pie. And it's a very short interaction. They get the pie to go, and he says, well, come back and see me sometime. And we go to the apartment where they're eating the pie, which neither one of them seem to enjoy. Like, somehow...
He has a whole fridge full of, like, leftover key lime pie.
With, like, a bite taken out of it. Yeah, and Giles, like, seems to have gotten himself in a predicament where this guy thinks he likes the key lime pie, and he's afraid to tell him otherwise. So he'll just get key lime pie to go, and then puts, like... Literally, there's probably about, like, 15 slices of pie in his fridge, all with a bite taken out of it. And they just keep going back for the pie just to see this
just
guy.
throw it out at some point.
Yeah. We get another scene of her morning routine. So again, it's boiling the eggs, shining her shoes, diddling in the tub.
Twiddling the winks, man.
Little tub, flicking the bean in the tub.
There you go.
I should have Googled descriptors for that because I'm going to need to use it a lot, apparently. And then she's off to work again. Her and Zelda are cleaning. They're actually in the men's room cleaning. And Strickland walks in and just very ominous presence. He's like, oh, no, you're fine, ladies. Don't worry about me. And just goes over and just pees right in front of both of them.
Superman style.
Like
hands on the hips.
Asserts his dominance.
Yeah.
And he had just put down on the sink like a cattle prod.
This is a very real thing. So, like, when I got into the theater, I got in via janitorial. I was a janitor at a theater for about a year.
You guys had to carry cattle prods?
I should have, honestly. But I'd be in the middle of cleaning the women's room, and women would just walk in. I'd say, oh all right, hey, I'm in here. And, I'd jump out of the stall, and they go, oh, no, just do what you're doing. You're fine. The first, 2-3 times I heard a woman just peeing, I was like, no, I'm out of here. This is too fucking weird. It's too much. But that really happens. People just walk in and be like, no, it's cool. You do you.
I feel like if you're in a stall, it's a little different.
No, you can hear it. It's quiet.
Well, I know you can, but I don't know. This made me feel icky, which I'm sure it was meant to. This is almost a form of harassment in my mind.
It's demeaning.
Yeah, it's very demeaning. But he's talking to them the entire time. Eliza walks over to the sink and is looking at this cattle prod, and he kind of tells her what it is while he's urinating. Direct eye contact, just peeing away. And then when he goes to leave, he picks up the cattle prod, and Eliza sees that there's blood on the sink. So we can kind of see that he's been using this in a not so nice way,
as opposed to the nice ways to use a cattle prod.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. From here, they leave the restroom and they're about to go down the hallway to wherever they're cleaning next. And a door opens from the facility where they're keeping the asset. And Strickland comes out just covered in blood, basically collapses, missing a few of his fingers.
Yeah.
The pinky and the ring finger on one hand are just gone. And
as he states at one point, don't worry, sir, I still got my thumb, trigger, and pussy fingers. He does say that. He's an evil man who just never says anything that makes you like him. Yeah, and he said that, and I had to stop the movie and look at my hand and say, which one is the pussy finger? I assume it's the middle one. I'm thinking it's middle because that's the three that he has left. It's not the thumb or the trigger. Tell you what, if you're going to ask anybody, ask Eliza. Because she certainly knows. Wow. I'm just saying, she's in that tub a lot. The other security guy who got kind of knocked out of the way by Strickland comes and finds Eliza and Zelda and tells them he needs them in that research facility immediately to clean up. They go in there, and this place is wall-to-wall blood. The guy just lost 2 fingers. I don't know what the fuck else happened in there, but there shouldn't have been that much blood. He shouldn't have been able to make it out the door. Because he had a lot of blood on his shirt, too, but there is blood everywhere. Eliza finds the fingers, and Zelda brings her a paper bag to throw them in, and she goes to leave. At this point, Eliza hears some rustling from the tank where the asset is, and it comes out of the water, and it is a literal merman, a fish man. Yeah, I wouldn't say merman, because that implies that half of him's human. He's human-shaped fish. He's a fish man. Yeah. So Fishman comes out. This guy he's never given a name. He's just... Yeah, the creature is when you pause it on Amazon, it says the creature from the something. I'm going to call him Fishman. Yeah. So Fishman pops out of the water, and we get basically a literal sploosh. Because he splooshes out of the water, and then Eliza kind of looks at him, and she kind of splooshes over this fish man. So, new kink unlocked for Eliza. She does spend a lot of time in the water doing some questionable things. So. Not just Eliza, sir. I mean, all right, let me ask you a question. Would you fuck a sexy fish man? Or woman? No. Okay, I just thought I'd ask. At no point during this was I was like, okay, I felt bad for him, like a puppy or something. Yeah. But I'm not I want to be part of this. Okay. No. We go back to Eliza's apartment, and she's actually telling Giles about what she saw, this fish man, and he's just kind of all right, it's fucking weird. They got a fish man? That's strange. It's the 60s. Yeah. Next day, she's back at work, and she goes into this, again, these women just have free reign of this place. She's in this area where this top secret... Yeah, she takes her lunch in there every single day. Yeah, so she's sitting on the edge of this tank, of course, has her hard-boiled eggs, and,
she like taps it with a spoon and breaks it open, and Fishman pops out of the water. And all I could think of, have you ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Because this poor like Fishman is like chained up in a tank, and she's just like, here's an egg.
Yeah, and she's kind of putting the moves out early. Like, I've seen a lot of hard-boiled eggs get cracked, and this one, she was doing it in a manner.
Yeah.
Like, she had thoughts.
It was an aggressive egg cracking.
Yeah.
But, Fishman pops out of the water. He's hesitant at first, like, gives like a big, like, mean roar. I guess fish, I don't know what fish do, gurgle, roar.
Yeah, like an air gurgle.
He makes an angry noise.
Yeah.
And she kind of shies away, but she also is very, like, you can tell, like, caring and, like, trying to put him at ease. Ends up putting the egg down on the thing, and he takes the egg and goes back in the water. And we assume he eats the egg. This fish loves eggs.
Of course.
Of course. They get word that Strickland wants to see them up in his office. And they both go up. Not really sure why. I think he more or less... He doesn't even thank them, but like they found his fingers.
I think I got the idea that he hasn't subjugated a lesser people that morning yet, and he was just like, I gotta get my quota in.
Yeah, because he brings them both up and just says a lot of shitty stuff to them.
Yeah, he shits on him for putting his fingers in the egg bag that she brought.
Yeah, the brown bag eggs, so they get mustard on them apparently.
Yeah. And he's had these things sewn back on.
Yeah, we find out that he's got the fingers reattached, and like they're hoping that it'll take. There's no guarantee that he's going to keep the fingers. And he just says a bunch of like racist, like awful shit. Like he says to Zelda, so you're an only child. That's not really common for your people, is it?
Yeah.
And he says that. And then he brings up the fact that, I don't quite remember what Eliza's last name was, but it means orphan in Spanish. So he's like, oh, so you're an orphan. And, Zelda speaks for her and says, they found her as a baby near the water. He asks about the scars on her neck. We find out that's why she doesn't speak, because like it cut her vocal cords, and she doesn't know how they got there, because that's when she was a baby, they found her and she was already like that.
Yeah.
And this is like the one time Strickland actually says anything that's like almost like human, where he's like, oh, who would do that to a baby? So this guy does have standards. He wouldn't he wouldn't beat the shit out of
to a flashback of him doing that to a baby. It's him.
He wouldn't beat the shit out of a baby, apparently. We also get some backstory that, Strickland, he's been with that creature since they found it. They found it in like a river in South America, and the people there treated it like a god. Like they would bring it gifts and leave stuff by the water for it. He says he pulled it out of the muck in South America, and that the army is going to be coming to check on the asset. So we find out that this is like a military sort of thing where they're planning on using this Fishman for something.
It's something to do with space, and it's
we'll
roundaboutness.
come to find out. I mean, this was during like the Russian-American space race.
Yeah.
So we do find out that they want to use this Fishman to go into space. They're talking about how the Russians sent a dog into space.
Yeah, they have this like conversation where they're like, yeah, well, the Russians sent a dog to space, so we're going to find shit they don't even know about and send it to space.
Yeah, and they think because this Fishman can survive in and out of water, although he doesn't do great out of water, but he does seem to be able to like change his like breathing to like at least
temporarily.
Yeah, to at least like kind of be out of the water for a little bit. They think that this is going to have some kind of use when it comes to space travel. We find out that Strickland has a wife and kids who he seems to fucking hate. Like he goes home to this nice, like beautiful house, and he's got like the perfect like 1960s family, like wife at home, cooking him lunch, ready to take care of him. He's got these two like good kids, and they're trying to talk to him. He just has like this look on his face, like I don't want to fucking be here.
Evil.
He does.
Like he sleeps with his wife. He's like straight missionary. Tells her to be quiet, puts a hand over her mouth. Yeah. He's like, I just need to get this done.
Which this comes into play later, which I think that's the other reason this scene is even in this movie. But after they send the kids to school, she says to meet him upstairs. And there is like a sex scene. And he's like trying to put his hand over her mouth. The hand that the two fingers have been reattached to. And she's like, you're bleeding. And she's like trying to dirty talk him a little bit, like as good as you can from the 60s, And he's like, shh. I want silence. Don't talk. I want silence. And he's like covering her mouth. Like he doesn't want to hear her.
Yeah.
Which we find out is basically his kink a little bit later on. Yeah. We get like a little bit of a montage now of Eliza and Fishman. She starts bringing her record player into work as well, along with dozens and dozens of eggs, like hard-boiled eggs. And she's just lining the outside of this tank. This lady's egg budget was out of control.
Like fucking Dudley Do-Right security guys, just letting her in with a record player.
Like you said, they're fucking Russians getting in every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of her just playing music for Fishman, feeding him eggs. sometimes he's in like an open water tank where he can like pop out and like they can actually like be like close to each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's in like basically like a big like test tube tank kind of thing where they can't touch and he's just behind a glass wall. She'll like dance for him and like with the music on and let him pick records. But we find out that there is another doctor that's kind of in charge of this operation. His name's Bob Hofstetler. And we see her like touching the tank, touching hands with him through the tank. And we see that like off in a corner, like a dark corner, Bob is watching this and sees this. We find out, as you said, this place is rife with Russians. Bob is actually Dmitri.
I mean, if you introduced me to a guy named Bob Hofstetler right now, I'd be like, you've got to be a Russian spy, right? Like, that is the most, let's look for an American name sort of thing.
Well, he is a Russian spy. And then we get a little bit of story on Bob/Dmitri. He goes and meets up with his Russian counterparts. They have, like, passwords and, like, secret sayings to get everything moving in motion. And they take Bob to, like, a Russian restaurant. And he meets with this guy. And this is obviously, like, KGB sort of.
Yeah, it's his handler.
Yeah, his handler. And Bob is infiltrating this. They want to get the creature for themselves to shoot this fucker into space. Like, this is all everybody wants, is just to shoot this merman into space.
Steal the asset, blow it up.
Yeah. And what Bob is telling the Russians is that, like, this thing is actually smarter than what the Americans think because he's been watching Eliza start to communicate with him. And, like, she's been using sign language and he's picking it up a little bit. He's enjoying the music. Like, they're starting to form like a bond and he can see that. So he's like, this thing is smart. We definitely need to get this merman and shoot it into fucking space because it can do some things. Get a little bit of like foreshadowing. Eliza and Zelda are out in the dock, like putting the laundry in the laundry truck. And a couple of the other guys are there smoking and they ask him if they want to have a cigarette. And he points to a camera on the dock and says that it's a blind spot. They move the camera up.
So that they can smoke.
Yeah, whenever they want to have a smoke break and they can't see the dock. So we get some foreshadowing. That's going to come into play later. Eliza is about to go in to visit Fishman. And when she gets there, Strickland is torturing him with a cattle prod. Or she may have already been in there and then Strickland comes in and she has to run away. And he starts like zapping the shit out of the fish guy. She's
like hiding.
Yeah,
and Bob sees her, but
Bob sees her, but she's in the room like hiding behind some tanks. And at this point, the general also shows up from the military, General Hoyt, and they're kind of talking about launching this fucking fish guy into space. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever.
It's very like I didn't even question it once while I was watching. It was like,
when you say it, I mean,
of course they're gonna launch him into space.
This whole movie, like, if you try to describe this to someone that's never seen it, it's a fucking fever dream. Like, but
you're welcome, listeners.
Yeah, the general is trying to get some info on this guy, and Strickland is like the only person involved here that doesn't want to shoot this fish guy into space. He just wants to fucking vivisect it and learn about it. Like, he thinks you can learn like about its breathing and how it changes. Like, its
and he's ready to put some bullets in him right there.
Yeah, this guy just wants to cut shit open. Like, he
wants things dead. He wants to be evil. He's like, what's the most evil thing I can do here?
Yeah, but Bob the Russian, actually, fucking Russian spy with a heart of gold here, is like trying to convince them that they can learn so much more from this creature and that he thinks it can like learn and interact and has feelings.
Look, Bob he's an American. He's a Russian. Above all that, he's a scientist with a heart of gold.
And he's a human. He's a human.
He's a human.
Yeah. Not a fish man, a human. So Eliza sees all this, and like you said, Bob kind of catches a glimpse of her. He knows that she's there and doesn't rat her out, because Bob's a good guy. Eliza goes home and talks to Giles and wants to like break him out. Like, she's trying to explain to him that she has to save the fish man. Because he's either going to die or get shot into fucking space.
Yeah, we get a fucking heist movie, man.
Yeah. And Giles is like, no, we're not doing this. And she like not breaks down, but she has like a very emotional thing where she's like signing to him and making him repeat to her what she's signing. Because he tells her, he's like, it's not a person, it's a thing. It can't talk, it can't do this. And she's like, well, I can't talk. And when it sees me, it's like, it sees me for who I am and not like my imperfections. And it's happy to see me. And I'm like, you should just get a fucking puppy. Because like literally that's what people say about like when they get pets is like,
you don't have to liberate it from a government facility.
Yeah, like my pet's always happy to see me, and like when I come home, it sees me it's just happy to see me. I'm like, that's all you want is a fucking pet. Like, you should not steal a fish man from a high security.
You can't do things with a puppy that you do with that fish man, though.
Certainly should fucking hope not. But Giles is like, no, I'm not doing it. And he leaves. And then we get like a little bit of Giles's day. He's been trying to get his job back. They don't really talk about it. I feel like he may have lost his job because he's gay.
I think it was like a pink scare thing.
Yeah, it was like implied that like he lost his job for like weird reasons.
Yeah, I think it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like they're dicking him around.
And he's meeting up with like the guy that he used to work with, and he brings him some of his art, and because he's under the impression that he's going to get to go and meet with some people, and the guy's like, no, today's not a good day. It's just, and like clearly doesn't want to be involved with him. So that like upsets Giles that he's not getting his job back. So then he goes to the pie place because he's upset and he wants to see his pie man, right? Turns out the pie man, first of all, Giles is reading incredibly wrong.
He actually likes pies.
He loves selling pies. You know what he doesn't love? The gays or the blacks. Because there is like a scene where Giles like is talking to him and like thinks they're having a moment and puts his hand on his hand. And he like jerks away and freaks out. And then like
he goes, no, sir, I like pie.
He likes pie. And then like an African American couple comes in and like wants to sit at the counter and he like won't let them, tells them like it's reserved and not for them. There's nobody in the restaurant. Like, he just won't serve them because they're black. And then Giles is just like, well, what the fuck? Like, you are a real piece of shit, sir. And
he flirted with me this whole time.
Yeah, it did seem like it. So he leaves.
He should have been like, as he's shutting the door, and the key lime sucks, prick.
I know. Why didn't he tell him that the pie wasn't any good? So Giles says, I had like a really bad day, and this is what sets him over the edge. And he goes back to Eliza. He's like, let's break this fucking fish man.
Let's fucking heist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think he saw like that she is like one of his only friends, and is kind of like, she's like, if she can find someone that sees her for her and likes her, because I've obviously had a shitty day where like people that I thought would like me, like they don't see me for who I am. They like see like this negative thing about me. Like, I want to help her out and get this fish man out of jail. Bob/Dimitri is meeting with the Russians again, and they can't get him out in time. So they give him a needle to inject the fish man and kill him. And Bob does not want to do this. Like,
if we can't shoot him into space, nobody can.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, honestly, they don't even realize they're actually playing right into the Americans' plan because they want him dead too.
Yeah, they could have just vivisected him after.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh shit, he's dead.
Which, why Bob didn't say this, because Bob knows what they're going to do with it if it does die. But they don't want the Americans to shoot Fishman into space, so they're going to just unalive Fishman.
Sentences you never thought you'd say. Right?
Not in a million fucking years. So Bob is conflicted yet again, and he's trying to convince them not to do this. And he takes the syringe, and they give him like this little device that he can put on a fuse box somewhere and like blow the cameras for a few minutes.
Yeah, an Israeli popper.
Okay, thank you. And so he takes that with him as well. We get like kind of like a scene that doesn't really matter. It matters a little bit because it's kind of funny what happens. Strickland goes to buy himself like a brand new Cadillac, and like he gets like oversold into this like really nice Cadillac, and the guy's like, "You're the man of the future. Like, you deserve a car like this." So he gets this new car, and he's feeling like fucking hot shit when he goes back to the office. He gets there in his Cadillac, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, that's a great car," and he's like really feeling himself at this point. This is the day that Eliza is planning the heist. And Strickland actually calls her to the office. They kind of play this like he might know what's going on because he's like watching her. And you're like, oh shit, he's like hip to what's happening already. Because he did at one point find a hard-boiled egg in the, I think as he was torturing the creature, like it dropped a hard-boiled egg and he was like, well, this is odd.
Fucking fish thing lays eggs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Maybe he thought.
Already cooked.
Yeah. Oh my goddamn. This thing has all kinds of uses. It can feed itself while it's fucking floating around in space. But it turns out he's just a creepy asshole. And, he's like trying to like basically like force himself on her, and he says to her like, I like that you're silent, which is why I think they had the whole sex scene with his wife.
That. Yeah, like I was just so thrown off by the whole situation.
Yeah, he just wants like a mute girl because like he doesn't want anyone talking to him. He's just a fucking total piece of shit. She just walks out though. She gets away from him. Bob comes in and tries to delay the vivisection because they're gonna cut Fishman up like tonight, and Strickland isn't having it. Kicks him out of his office. But while Bob is in there, Strickland has like a wall of cameras in the facility behind him. And also, there's not a camera in the room where you have like the most high valued asset like you've ever encountered.
I'm telling you, man.
There's one on the loading dock, but not one here, and it can be moved.
It's like cartoon level security in this joint.
Yeah, but Bob sees like we get like intercut scenes where Eliza's out in the dock like climbing onto a barrel and moving the camera. And Bob sees the camera.
It's like Ocean's 11, man.
Bob sees the camera move behind Strickland, and he's like, okay, so like, something's going on. Like I'm seeing something's happening. So I guess what I should have said, they concoct like this plan. They get a van. I guess maybe Giles already had a van, and he paints the logo for the laundry service on the side of it.
Yes.
He forges like an identification card with his art skills. Like,
yes.
He's like hand paints a fucking ID to get him into the facility.
Tony, man, Danny Ocean could have been here prepping this.
So the plan is like he's going to come in at a certain time, back into the dock, pretending he's there to get laundry. Eliza's going to put the fish man in a laundry basket, wheel him out, put him in the van. They're out. So Bob walks in as she's trying to free the fish man. And Bob is like, well, the Russians want to kill him. They want to kill him. I want him to live. So I'm just going to help you save Fishman. Gives her the keys to the chains and unlocks the Fishman. Because, God forbid, if Bob hadn't come in,
what was she going to do?
She had no plan for this. Like, she knew he was chained up in that tank. She didn't have a pair of, like, wire cutters, nothing.
No.
It's like just the power of love can get these fucking chains off. No, Bob saved the day. So Bob comes in, unhooks her. And he also gives her a bunch of care tips. Like, he needs to be like in this much water, like this much salt, like, only like 12 hard-boiled eggs a day.
Proof enough that you're taking home a pet and not a fuckable man. Like, he's like, here's his grain pellets. Here's this. You got to keep his tank clean.
No, what Bob should have said is like he needs to be in this much water. It needs to be like 70% salt. Put some algae in there. Do not fuck him.
Yeah.
Like but you don't usually tell a person buying a pet that. That's not a thing you normally have to say. But Bob, like, they get him in the laundry thing, and then Zelda, like, realizes what she's trying to do, and she's trying to stop her. So they're out in the docks, like, fighting over this laundry basket with a fish man in it. Meanwhile, Giles is trying to get into the facility, and Strickland sees the laundry van on the camera and is like, this isn't a scheduled delivery today. Like, finally clicks for him that something weird's going on.
Yeah.
So he tries calling the security guard at the booth that gets you into the facility. As the phone's ringing, the guy realizes that, like, it's a fake ID.
The only security person in this whole building doing their damn job.
Yeah, he rubs off, like, the date of birth and realizes it's, like, fake and pulls his gun on Giles. Again, thank God for Bob, because Bob comes and, like, knocks this guy out.
No, he injects him.
Oh, with the shit that was supposed to kill the fish man?
Yeah, man, Bob takes a guy out.
Well, he knocked him out. Permanently.
Yeah.
Gave him the old Russian colada. Just fucking, you're done. Dos Vidania.
Put this guy in space.
Yeah, right? But
meanwhile, that guy was just doing his job, literally. Like, he was the only one doing the good job.
Right? But they finally Giles gets in, they get Fishman in the back of the van, they peel out of there, smash into Strickland's Cadillac on the way out.
Heck yeah, man.
Which I was happy about. And Strickland finally comes out the dock and just starts, like, unloading shots into the laundry van. Thankfully doesn't hit anybody. And now you've got a Fishman in your shop, which is what happens. Like, So,
as you do.
Yeah, so she gets him home. Strickland, the pressure's on. Like, the general's calling him. He tells him he can get him back in a week. Like, they're just like...
Yeah, at one point they scan by a calendar real quick, and it actually has on it, like, 3 days from them, POTUS coming for visit.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so the pressure's there. I don't know why they don't really ever say that out loud, but, like, it's on the calendar.
That's interesting, because... We just had, like, because Kennedy's in this movie, too, because these both take place in the 60s. Kennedy's president during them. This takes place, like, the day that she sets him free marked on her calendar is, like, October. So this is, like, right before Kennedy gets assassinated, I think.
Ooh.
Think it had something to do with the Fishman?
Could be.
It's possible.
Lee Harvey Fishman.
But, so Strickland has to figure this out. And it's great because, like, he's discussing it, and he thinks it was the Russians. And, like, it had to have been, like, a strike team. Like, at least 10 guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is just a maid, a gay, and a Russian. Like, they walk into a government facility. They walk out with a fishman. Now the security is heightened, which it should have been in the fucking first place. You got, like, a fishman.
For sure.
But now, like, they go in. There's guards everywhere. So, like, Eliza goes back to work, even though she's got this fishman.
As if nothing happened.
Which, I mean, I guess you have to. Because if Fishman goes missing and then you don't show back up, they're going to get... Something seems fishy.
Good call.
Am I right?
Hey. Took us 42 minutes to get there.
He decides to interview everyone, and he brings up Eliza and Zelda, and he's kind of asking them, did you see anything weird? Anything strange? He asks about Hofstadler. Like, did you see him do anything strange?
She really can't help it have the shit-eatingest grin I've ever seen. Like,
Dude, they get away with it. Like, they are fine.
She is so smug.
She's just looking at him, and then, like, he dismisses them. Like, he's like, why am I interviewing the fucking help? Like, I don't need... This is dumb. Makes them leave. She stays behind and just glares at him and starts signing, fuck you. like over and over again to him. And he's like, what is she saying? What is she saying? And Zelda's like, she's just saying, thank you and like goodbye.
Yeah.
And like at that point, if I was him, I'd have been like, she had something to fucking do with this. I guarantee.
He's head of the strike team for sure.
Yeah. This is the part. Okay. And now we're at the part of the movie that I didn't. So they got this fish man in the tub, right? Like but he gets out and he kind of has free reign. So he can get out of the tub and walk around. He just can't be out of it for too long.
Yeah.
He wanders over to Giles' apartment. And Giles has cats.
Oh, yeah, man.
Giles has cats. So he's like in there and he sees the TV and he's watching the TV. Then he hears a noise and he peeks around the corner of the TV and one of Giles' cats is there. And this cat, just doing cat shit, sees a giant fucking fish man and hisses. So he hisses back or whatever the fuck a fish man does, growls, whatever. Cut to Giles walking into his apartment. Fish man has eaten the head off of this cat.
This is some Del Toro shit right here.
Yeah,
like,
really.
He was like, I gotta have a little bit more gore.
It really is. Sees Giles, freaks out, runs past him, claws the shit out of him. Like,
Yeah.
puts like a bunch of big gashes on his arm. He makes an emergency call to like where Eliza works, so she comes home. And Giles is being pretty cool about the whole "your merman ate my cat" situation. Like he's like, you know
spares.
what? He does have a lot of cats.
It's like he got Pandora, but I still got Thor and all the rest of the cast here.
Yeah, but he's like, it's not. He's like, it's a wild animal. Like it's not his fault. And I'm like, yeah, but he fucking ate your cat, and he almost took your arm off.
Yeah.
But Giles
He should have been a little bit more upset.
For a guy that didn't want to break this thing out at first, he's real cool about everything now. But we find out that Fishman ran away, and she has to go find him. So she like goes down into the street, sees like a bloody handprint on the theater door, walks into the movie theater, and Fishman is just... Thank God nobody goes to see movies at this movie theater, because he's the only one in there while the movie's playing.
Just hanging out.
Watching a movie. So she grabs him and brings him back to the apartment. We question Bob again. Strickland's questioning Bob. Like he's
on to Bob.
He's pretty sure Bob's up to something, but he can't really get the right information out of him. And Bob's a pretty cool character. He's not giving anything up. He's not acting nervous. Like he's got his story straight.
Yeah,
he's
a spy.
He's been Russian spying for a while. And then we cut to the scene that everybody wants to hear about. It's what everybody's talking about. Eliza walks into the bathroom where this fish man is, disrobes, gets in the shower, and pulls the curtain. She's fucking that fish man.
This tub sees a lot of action in this movie.
It really...
Actually, she sees a lot of action. None of it happens outside that tub.
Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. Yeah, next to the tub at one point.
Tub's not comfortable for that kind of shit.
And at this point, I said to myself, because you see this fish man, like totally full frontal, no genitalia.
I do appreciate this fact.
That there's no genitalia?
No, the fact that they explain this right afterwards. Because, of course, you're doing the same thing as me. You're like, how does this work?
Yeah, I was like, how do you fuck a fish man?
Yeah.
Zelda asked the same questions the very next day at work, because Eliza walks in with the biggest fucking smile on her face you've ever seen, and Zelda, like, it's that smile. She's like, you did not have sex with a fish man. Like, please tell me you didn't. And she's like, I did. She's like, well, how does it work? And she kind of explains to her with her hands that, like,
she kind of gives them like a here's the church, here's the people, open the doors, see all the
So we find out Fishman's a grower, not a shower. Like like it's inside of him.
You know what? I appreciated that because like I know that they were making this movie and they got to that point and the test audiences were like, you ain't gonna like we're too caught up on how this works. And he was like, all right, we got to show this one.
Nobody's gonna talk about fish sticks.
Yeah,
but yeah, so we find out that it's inside of him until he's ready to put it inside of someone else, and then it comes out. Now Bob's getting interrogated by the Russians. Like, they're over at his house for cake or something, and they're starting to ask questions about, like, well, they think that he killed the fishman.
Yes.
And, like, well, what happened to the body? Like, where's the body? And he explains to them that he did an autopsy of it and didn't give them any information or anything like that. And they're very ominous. Like, Bob has a knife and he's holding it behind his back because he thinks that these guys could try to murder him.
Yeah.
And they let him know that,
like his role here is done.
Yeah. But they tell him, your extraction will be in a few days. We'll let you know with all the information, and they leave. So Bob's still alive. Then we get the scene. This is the one time she gets the action that's not in the tub. And this drove me absolutely crazy. She floods her entire bathroom, floor to ceiling, just by running the tub and putting some towels under the door?
Not the way
That's
that
not how
works.
this works.
No.
First of all, Like, you're going to do a ton of damage to your apartment. Like, don't do that.
She's doing no damage to the apartment, to the downstairs.
You live above a business. Like, this guy's downstairs trying to run a theater.
He's your landlord.
Yeah,
Seems to be pretty cool.
Yeah, he's all right. He gave you free tickets to the movies at the beginning.
Yeah, he was all happy
He was like, come on by and see the movie. So she's flooding this.
I like you. You don't yell at the screen.
Yeah. she can't yell. Water starts leaking down through the theater, and the landlord comes up and is pounding, for whatever reason, pounding on Giles' door and gets him out. And he's like, take care of this, or like, you're out of here. Like, Giles gets into her apartment, walks to the bathroom door, and there is just like water, like squirting out all sides of the door frame and everything. He opens the door and all the water rushes out. And there's just Eliza naked, like being held by a fishman. She just gives him like a coy look. And he's just like, oh, Eliza.
Yeah.
Just banging that fish guy again, like flooding the downstairs. She's like, oh, it's flooded, all right. That's what she signed to him. She didn't actually say it, yeah. Then, like, after all this, Merman is hanging out in Giles' apartment. And Eliza's, like, dressing his wound from where he got, like, clawed. And Fishman comes over and, like, touches his wound, touches his head. Like, almost like he's apologizing, and Giles is like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. And he glows, like blue.
He glows. He also lets him right back with the cats. Like, he's petting the cats now and stuff, and I'm like, dude, you can't be near my cats.
I know,
anymore.
right? It is funny, though, because he's, like, trying to pet the cat, and Giles is like, no, stay away from the cats, please. Yeah. Like, that's not for you. But the next morning, like, Giles wakes up, and I didn't mention this before, but he's bald. And there's, like, a running thing in this where he wears, like, a toupee or a hairpiece.
Yeah.
And Eliza gives him a hard time about it. Well, he wakes up and has hair now. It's not the hair piece, it's hair.
Yeah, he's healing up.
And his wound is healed. So clearly the fish man has magical powers. Like, I need a fish man. Like, I'd like grow some hair.
Oh, for the hair. Yeah.
Not for anything else. God.
No, God, no.
It's ridiculous. The Russians finally call Bob in for this extraction. So he goes on his way to meet them. Strickland is, like, on to Bob. So he's sitting outside his apartment in his car, ready to follow him wherever he goes. Plan for Eliza has always been, when it rains a lot, I guess the canal at the dock fills up, like, to a higher level.
Yeah.
And they're going to drop Fishman in there.
I'm assuming this is Baltimore, middle of the night. There's probably tons of people dropping bodies in the canal. So this wouldn't even stand out.
But also, like, if they're next to the ocean, like, the water, it may not be, like, up to the level where, like, you can just, like, hop right in it.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking fish man. You just throw him over the docks. Like, he's going to get in the water. It doesn't need to be a certain level.
This is true.
I didn't understand any of that. But it's raining, so now it's time to get rid of Fishman. There is, like, a weird, I'm going to call it a weird scene. I thought it was kind of cool. But they're having, like, dinner together, her and the Fishman, their last night together. And she actually has, like, this dream sequence where the screen goes black and white, and all of a sudden she can sing. And she sings that song, You'll Never Know How Much I Love You. And there's, like, a whole dance routine of her in, like, this nice ball gown and everything.
This didn't bother me as much as I thought it would.
It was kind of cool. She's in, like, this beautiful gown, and they're, like, she's singing, and they're doing this, like, really nice dance routine. I just wish that the Fishman would have been in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
Because he was still, like, butt-naked Fishman, and it would have been so much better if he was, like, dressed up with, like, a top hat. Like, it would have made my whole fucking life. But they go back to, like, the real world. And then, like, for some reason, they never really talk about it. Fishman starts getting sick. Like, he starts drying up. Before they have to get him to the docks.
You try living in a tub.
Yeah, and she has him out a lot. Like, he should be in water more than he is. Like, she's not a good, I mean, obviously not a good pet owner because she's having sex with this thing like every other minute. But also, like, you got to take care of him. Change his water, you know?
Yeah.
He's not just a play toy.
I mean, he says, like, it's got to be 6% salt water. She's just pouring salt into water.
Like table salt. Yeah, which I think he did say table salt would be fine, but, you know, whatever. Her and Zelda try to call Bob because he's got all the care tips, but he's already on his way to meet the Russians, so Bob's no help. So they're like, all right, we got to get him to the docks, like, now. Let's just go. Bob gets to meet his Russian contacts. They just shoot the shit out of Bob, like, right away. Like, shoot him in the face, like, in the cheek, in the stomach, they shoot him. But Strickland followed him there, so Strickland shoots both of the Russians that are trying to kill Bob, and then realizes Bob's a Russian, which he kind of already knew.
Yeah.
Tortures him by, like, basically sticking his fingers in his cheek hole and dragging him across the ground.
Yeah, this is where I was like, I don't know. Romance movie? Like, he's literally dragging a guy by a hole in his cheek and sticking his fingers into his... And, you know, he did say he kept that one finger for a certain thing. He stuck it right inside of Bob, right in the bullet hole.
He did. And then Bob, like, gives up Eliza and Zelda.
Yeah.
Which I hated. Like, I didn't understand. Like, he was such a good guy the entire movie. Like, he knows he's gonna die anyway, so why? I guess, like, just to, like, get shot sooner so he doesn't have to suffer. I thought Bob was better than that. I mean, he was such a good character the entire movie and, like, trying to do the right thing the entire time, and then just, like, crumbled.
I tell you what, I was at the dentist earlier today, and they were putting a crown on my tooth.
Yeah.
At one point, he
would have given
squirted
up
cold
anybody.
air on, like, my raw nerve.
Yeah.
I would have fucking given up
Giving
anybody.
up state fucking secrets at the dentist's office.
Absolutely.
Strickland shows up at Zelda's house, and her husband, I think his name was Baxter, like, he walks in and starts interrogating Zelda and says that he knows... Brewster? Maybe it's Brewster.
Yeah.
I think it's Brewster. Okay. He comes in and starts interrogating Zelda, and she's not giving up. Like, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything. And then Brewster's over in the corner like, oh, yeah, her and that Mexican maid stole that fish man. Like, just out of nowhere.
She's like, you don't talk for years.
Yeah.
This also has a scene, so we didn't even
I hope she left him
about,
after this.
There are two things that Michael Shannon does the entire movie. Is one, he is just down in pain meds as he goes more and more off the rails. Mm-hmm. And also his finger graft not taken.
Oh yeah, they're black.
Like it is they slowly turn black as the movie progresses.
He's got gangrene.
And this is the scene where he literally rips his fucking fingers off.
When he's threatening Zelda, he rips the whole fingers off. It's disgusting.
Oh man, this turned my stomach.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But yeah, the husband narcs him out. Eliza and Giles and Fishman are at the dock, and they've got him out of the van, and they're about to throw him in the water. Shots ring out. Fishman takes a bullet in the chest. He drops. Then he fucking shoots Eliza, too. Right before this, he knocked Giles down to the ground. He's about to walk over and, like, put another one in the Fishman, and Giles, like, comes out of nowhere with a fucking 2x4.
Hell yeah, man.
And knocks Strickland down.
He should have just, like, hit him with a 2x4, like, don't eat your fucking pie. You know?
But yeah, no, then Fishman gets up, like, heals himself, because we know he's got magical powers now.
Yep.
And at this point, like, he walks over to Michael Shannon, and Strickland's like, fuck, you are a god. Like, because they said that they treated him like a god. Well, now he sees he can heal himself. Fishman just slits his throat with his fish claws. That's the end of Strickland. He's done.
Good for him.
Fishman picks up Eliza, dead body, jumps into the water. Once they're in the water, you see he, like, holds her and heals her. And then her scars turn into gills. And now she lives underwater now.
Yep, sure.
What were your thoughts on this? Did you think that, like, he turned her scars into gills? Or do you think that she was always, like, part fish person and just needed it to be, like, unlocked by a fish man?
I mean, that's what I thought from the very beginning. As soon as they showed her scars, I was like,
I didn't think of that.
I was like, those scars are gill shaped.
Yeah, I didn't
like
think
there's
that
like
at all.
3 of them perfectly parallel. Yeah.
And they say they found her by the water, and she's had them since she was a baby.
Yeah. And she's from South America.
Oh, is she?
I don't know. She's at least of Hispanic descent, so.
Well, it's not South America. That's different.
It's a lot of continent down there. I mean, she could have been from the same area.
This is true. But I don't know where they found her. But yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. And then we get, like, a more voiceover from Giles, like, reading a poem about, like, finding your love. And that's it. That's the movie.
Yeah. Pretty good one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Thoughts, final gestures?
Yeah.
Got any fish food for this one?
We talked about it a little bit last week, but I put it out on the Fright Pub podcast. I've met Michael Shannon a couple times.
Yeah.
Really fucking nice guy.
That's good, because he seems like a real piece of shit in this movie.
Yeah. And so he was doing a show called Blackbird down at the theater I was working at. This is way before he was famous.
Yeah.
But he did one of those rare things that a lot of traveling actors didn't do, but he'd come in and eat lunch with us.
Oh.
You know, most of them couldn't give a shit less about the people that are building the sets and stuff. Not evil way, but, like, you know, he would come in and be like, hey, I got some reading to do on my script. You mind if I come in and just, like, listen to you guys bullshit during your lunch? Came in a few times and he'd answer questions. Kind of a quiet guy. Pretty nice. This led to the show itself. This is my great Michael Shannon story. I took a date to the show. And my brother, playing a great prank, was like, hey, I got you guys perfect seats right up front. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
There's a point in the show, which I can't remember if Michael Shannon takes a leak or if he's changing a colostomy bag or something, but it involved his full dong being on display about 4 feet away from me and my date.
Wow.
This was on purpose. My brother set us there because he knew this scene was coming.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was like, years later, I'm watching a movie and I'm like, I've seen that guy's dick. Like, I see this guy pop up. I'm like, who is that guy? You know?
Yeah.
So that's my Michael Shannon story. Nice penis.
Really? I was going to ask how he's doing down there.
Nicer attitude.
Yeah, good. Good for him.
Yeah.
My only thing for this, what the fuck happens to Giles and Zelda now? Because literally, as far as they know, like, so Zelda shows up at the very end too, with like cop sirens and like flashing lights in the background. They've got a dead, like pretty seriously high up security guy from like the military next to them. Fishman stole, last they saw her, just a corpse of their friend. Yeah. They don't know that she's alive. Just jumped into the water with her body. Like, they're probably going like max security prison for the rest of their lives.
Oh, they're disappearing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're totally right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they got kind of screwed over in this. Like, they did all this to help their friend, and now she's just like, I'm a mermaid now.
Yeah, two like marginalized people that just were the only people left after a pretty serious crime. I mean, they stole the Fishman for space.
Yeah.
You know, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that was my only real thought about this was like, what happens to them now? It's just, it can't be good.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Let's, chick flick it to a fish dick it? Flick it? That's probably not right at all, but let's do the thing.
All right. You go first. I have one I'm so proud of.
You said you're good with this one. All right. So mine's so dumb. Like, I couldn't think of it because I think this movie, like you said, it may not really fit the list. I don't know how it made it on the list. It's definitely a romance. I could see like girls enjoying this movie.
Yeah, it's a stretch, but it's there.
I think guys can too. So like, I don't really think you can do much to like make this more of a dick flick. But I found this quote, and I think this is how I'd like to do it. Seth Rogen. You know Seth Rogen, correct?
Yes.
He was on a podcast, and he said that he was at a party and ran into Guillermo del Toro, and he drunkenly told him that if the amphibian man had shown his penis, it would have been the best movie of the year. And del Toro disagreed. Let's see that fish dick, man. Like, I want to see how that thing works. I'm making it a literal dick flick.
Okay.
Like, I kind of want to see what's going on down there.
I mean, is it?
But that's all I got. Just show me the fish dick.
Yeah, I'm in my mind. The word barbed keeps coming up. I don't know why.
Poor Eliza.
Yeah,
she kept going back.
All right. Well, mine is it ends with Fishman getting shot. He goes over. He kills Michael Shannon. I want that to happen, but I don't want her to get shot. You know, he shoots him. Fishman rolls up, slices his throat, and then goes down.
Okay,
you know, because he's been shot.
Yeah.
The feds show up. They scoop everybody up. You know, the men in black come and hit the little thing, make them all forget.
Yeah.
Scoop the Fishman up, put him on ice, take him away. They have to freeze him. Cut to 50 years later.
Oh, I like it.
He wakes up. He's in a room. Okay? In the corner of that room, of course, Samuel L. Jackson wearing an eye patch.
I'm going to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
And he comes over. No, I'm going to keep going here.
Oh, okay.
He comes over and he goes, you're a special person that I've been looking for. And I can't believe we found you right here in Baltimore. You've been here the whole time because this is where we've been looking for people. I have this little idea. We call it the strategic team encompassing professional urban performers.
Step up.
Can you read what that? The Step Up Initiative. And as he's saying it, he says, come join Step Up. And there, Tyler Gage comes out of the shadows from behind him. And he goes, we've been looking for you. And they need a magic fish man for this team, right? And of course, I mean, I don't know, you know, Step Up, of course, the Fast and the Furious of dance movies. Fast and the Furious ends in space. Sooner or later, this comes full circle. They're dancing in space, right?
They launched that fish fuck into space.
Yeah. So that's where I want to take this with the chick flick to a dick flick.
I bow down before you. That is the best, not just best one you've ever done, best one of this entire show so far.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Unbelievable. Here. Probably didn't sleep at all last night. Just like an up. Just like what words spell step up?
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, let's Nick Cage it.
All right, I was gonna have him be Samuel L. Jackson in that routine, but I think he'd play a better Brewster. Zelda's
The husband?
boyfriend. Yeah, Zelda's husband that just gives him up.
Just one word, just a few words. Yeah, her and that.
I like him
maid
more in the
stole
cameos. I don't need him in the whole movie. You know, just a quick.
I kind of would like
Cage
him as like
cameo.
Fishman, but like really bad makeup. Like just like not really like just like
Yeah.
a green leotard and maybe like paint some scales on his face. It's clearly just Nicolas Cage, like dressed
Yeah.
as a fish.
And you know what? You know what? I should have said this a few minutes ago, but I'm going back a little.
Nicolas Cage also famously penis stays inside his body until he's ready to use it.
Yeah, enormous.
That's a fact, people.
But
Yeah.
it's in there.
Look it up.
I gotta say, Del Toro is like famous for his practical effects, his scenery. He uses special effects for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell with this fish guy when it was computer animated and when it wasn't.
So most of it was a foam rubber suit.
Yeah.
Some of the facial features were CGI, like the eyes were CGI, and the gills were actually built onto the suit and were like animatronic.
So fucking cool.
And then just some of like the facial expressions were CGI, but for the most part, that was all a guy named Doug Jones, who's fantastic.
Yeah.
Does a lot of, he's done all of Del Toro's like stuff. Like he was a very similar character in the Hellboy series. He played Abe Sapien, who was also a fishman. And then in Pan's Labyrinth, he was like the thing with the eyes on his hands.
Oh yeah, that's the only Del Toro movie I don't really like. It's too weird.
Okay. But yeah, he's always like a creature in Del Toro's movies. And, guy's just fucking excellent. I mean, what he does just with like movement and like just emoting.
He's like the tall Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, just the emoting he does is really good. So I think it's a shame. Like, this movie won Best Picture, I think Best Director. It won 4 Oscars. Probably something to do with set design, I would have to imagine.
For sure.
I don't know if you know, this year Get Out was also up for Best Movie of the Year.
Oh.
I think I would have went Get Out over this, but I mean, I see why Hollywood loves it.
Period pieces, man.
That and like how they kind of like blew old Hollywood, if you will.
Yeah.
Really, really sucked off the golden age of Hollywood. You know, they really get into that kind of shit. They get off on themselves. So I feel like that was probably a big part of it.
For sure.
And I also heard, like, when I was researching this, I was kind of looking into the Oscars that year, and a lot of like the older Oscar voters wouldn't even watch Get Out. They were like, this isn't an Oscar movie. We won't watch it. Did win Best Screenplay. Jordan Peele won Best Screenplay that year for
He deserved
Get
it.
Out. But yeah, I think movie-wise, probably a better movie too. But I digress. My Nicolas Cage, super simple. Richard Jenkins was in another movie that we've done with the Friends at Fight Pub, Witches of Eastwick, with Cher, my girl Cher, Moonstruck with Nicolas Cage.
I can't wait to see that. That's got to come up eventually.
My God, how my head will explode.
Yeah.
I get Cher and Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Ooh, boy. Boy, howdy. Let's rate it.
I'm going to go 4.25.
Wow.
This movie's excellent.
Yeah.
I this would be a 5 if it was more of a romance movie. Like I keep like this movie's high up on my list.
This is very well. You know
regardless.
what? The romance in this movie is not very like. There is a romance, but I don't really get it.
I mean, there is no point in any romance movie in which a man should be ripping his own fingers off. I gotta say it.
All right.
You know, it's so. I mean, this movie's fucking
Sometimes love hurts,
excellent,
buddy.
though. He kept the right fingers, as he said. But where are you at on it?
I'm gonna go 3.75. I like this movie. Like you said, I mean, it's paced very well. Like 2 hours flew by for me. I don't like long movies. A little over 2 hours, like didn't feel like anything. The acting is all great. It looks fucking beautiful. Like Jesus Christ, does this movie look good? Like just the sets, just everything about it is shot so well. I take points off for anything. It's as much as I thought Michael Shannon played the character really well, just an evil guy. Just such a one note, like just beating you over the head with the fact that he's supposed to be a bad guy. Like there's no motivation, like I want my bad guys to have a little bit of humanity. Like I want them to think they're doing the right thing. And this guy never really felt to me like he had any reason for doing what he was doing, aside from the fact that he was just a fucking sadist and like just wanted to hurt people and things. And the relationship, it didn't make any sense to me. I mean, obviously she's fucking a fish, man, but like there was no like build to like why, like he was a pet. Like why was there even like, how did they fall in love? Like there was no really scenes of them aside from him sure like playing him some records and feeding him eggs. I mean, I would love a version of this movie where we get the fish's inner monologue where he's just like, I don't know what's happening here. Like he can't consent. Like I don't like I want him to be like, they took me from my home. I've got like a wife and 6 fish kids. Like this lady just seems like she's I don't know what she's doing to me.
I mean,
these
it's-
eggs are good, but like, what else is happening? Oh my God, she's taking my fish pants off.
There is a documentary about the woman that lived with dolphins
Yeah.
for like 2 years and ended up not full on having sex with them, but gratifying them.
Okay,
And I kind of thought about that as probably the same way the dolphins were looking at that woman and the fish guy was looking at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is happening. I don't really know what's going on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the relation, like I said, I rate these a lot of times whether the relationship makes sense and if I like the relationship. And this one for me is just so fucking bonkers. Like, it's not earned. Like, why?
No.
You just wanted to fuck a merman. Like, that's all. Like, it's just some weird kink that got unlocked when you met him. Or maybe you were part mer person because of your weird gill scars, but you didn't know that.
No.
So yeah, 3.75. Like I said, it's I mean, it won a fucking Oscar. I don't know if it deserved it. Like I already said it didn't. Like I think Get Out should have won, but you know, Del Toro's a hell of a director. The performances were all really good. Just the subject material was a little fucking wonky for me, you know? So yeah.
All right.
Well, everyone, we've got a little surprise in store for you. This is our first episode in October. We did not intend for this to be the movie, but we've decided to roll with it. This movie goes a little darker. It's a little more, leans a little spookier than most.
Yes.
So we are going to do a special run of movies. The next 3 episodes after this one will all be a little maybe like horror, spooky, Halloweenish kind of vibe to them. And so we're not going to roll. We're just going to pick movies that we think fit the bill. This month, it's going to be Boo've Got Mails. You know, like ghosts. Boo.
You didn't pass that by me before we recorded at all.
It's because it's gold and I knew you'd love it.
All right. I'm in, I guess.
So next week, we will be discussing Lisa Frankenstein,
All right.
which neither one of us really knows anything about. I just know that it is a horror-related romance. So yeah, next week, it'll be Lisa Frankenstein. Until then, please, check us out on Facebook. I can't wait to see the meme CJ makes about this movie. It's going to be so good.
It's going to have Kanye.
Yeah. Just no Diddy.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch that. I bet Diddy had like a fish man locked up in a tank somewhere. Just like swimming in baby oil.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
what he needed all the baby
and that
oil
wasn't
for.
even in the top 10 weirdest shit, I bet.
No, that was like way low on the list. But check us out on Facebook. Like us and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a little review. It would mean the world to us. And send us an email. you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. Let me know. Would you fuck a sexy fishman? Like, I want to know. Like, who out there, who'd do it? Don't be afraid. I won't name you if you don't want to be named. I'm just curious. You know, is this what you're into, Germany? Is this what's going to get you on the email? I got to know. But until then, until next time when we discuss Lisa Frankenstein for our Boo've Got Mails month, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
Yeah, even for somebody with, like, that was using a lot of baby oil. That was a fucking lot of baby oil.
Excessive. Save some for the babies, Diddy.